Have you ever wondered about the true purpose of this universe? And why do we exist? What is the purpose of existence? Now, we have discussed this before, but here I wanted to talk about certain concepts directly. If we explore Vedanta or most of other religions and philosophies, the answer that we come to is enlightenment, nirvana, liberation, etc., which is basically transcending our individuality and being one with the divine. But why is this? Why at all do we exist? What is the actual purpose? That's what we will discuss in this video. The Advaita channel is about consciousness and conscious creation. Here we explore Vedanta and various other teachings from India to understand the nature of reality and to consciously create our lives. My entire life has been about this. When I was very young, I used to ask these questions to my father. What is the purpose of this existence? What is the purpose of life? Now, of course, as we grow older, we tend to forget these questions because we get involved with life and a lot of things happen. That's what happened to me. But then, after going through certain dramatic events in my life, these questions began resurfacing. I began to ask again and again, what is the purpose of life? Why do we exist? What is this existence all about? When I was in this quest, that is when I came to the teachings of the ancient Advaita Vedanta many years ago. And Advaita Vedanta has answered all of my questions. Today, let us delve deep into this ancient philosophy and let's understand reality for what it is. Generally, Vedanta says for a life, there are four attainments, or the purpose of life is the four attainments, which are Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha. One is righteous living, and it is about living as per our Swadharma, as per our purpose. Second is Artha, it is about wealth and it is about power. And then Kama is about sensual pleasures. And then Moksha is about enlightenment and liberation. These are the common goals for each and every one of us. Most people seek sensual pleasures. Some people seek money and power. And then there are a few who seek enlightenment or liberation. Now, these might be the goals for our lives based on where we are at in our life. But what is the purpose behind it? And what is the deeper truth to this reality? If we keep on asking this question, we begin to peel the different layers of reality one by one. Even the four attainments are only on the surface level. Ultimately, what each one of us as individuals are seeking is happiness. It all comes down to happiness. We can use different words to describe this. We can call this bliss, we can call this joy, we can call this fulfillment, we can call this contentment, but it is happiness that we are seeking. And we are seeking this happiness through different things. Some of us seek happiness through money, that is artha or power. And then some of us seek happiness through pleasures. Then some of us seek happiness through righteous living, through moral living, and through purposeful living. But irrespective of who we are, irrespective of what we do, we all seek happiness. And happiness is the true essence of reality as per Vedanta. The truth of reality is described as Brahman, and this Brahman is Sat Chit Ananda. It is existence, consciousness, and bliss or Ananda. So, happiness is the true essence of reality and it is the true essence of who we are. But most of us try to find this in the external world through Dharma, Artha, Kama, etc. But if we go within, we find the source of it. We find the ocean of happiness, and that is enlightenment. That is transcending of this individual identity and being one with that infinite happiness that we are. But even then, we can ask, why at all this existence? Why at all this simulation? Why at all this individuality? And when I kept going like this, and when I went deeper and deeper into the teachings of Vedanta, the fascinating answer that I found was that there is no individuality, there is no universe. There is only this infinite Brahman, or this infinite bliss or happiness or consciousness, which is the essence of reality. And all the duality, all the separation, and all the variety that we experience as this manifested universe simply doesn't exist. It is a figment of our imagination. It is a simulation. Ultimately, it is not real. This is the radical answer that I came to through the teachings of Vedanta. Now, on the surface level, this doesn't make any sense because the world is real to us. I can see you, you can see me. We can feel that we are separate from one another, and everything, all the duality, all the variety seems like it is real to us. But is it really? That is what we need to find out. Vedanta says that it is all an assumption. You have assumed yourself to be this body mind complex, and you have assumed that there is the external world which is real, which is absolute, which exists apart from you, and there is variety, there is separation. All of these things are assumptions, and you have never questioned this assumption. So begin questioning this assumption and dig deep, and you will find out the truth, says Vedanta. In truth, it is all the play of awareness, it is the play of consciousness. There is nothing in this world apart from consciousness. I was contemplating on these very topics, and I was sleeping on the bed. And as I was sleeping, I slowly drifted off, and my awareness simply jumped into a different dimension, and I began dreaming different dreams. And in the dream, I was at a random place doing some random things which was nowhere related to what I was actually doing when I was awake. And this was not at night, this was an afternoon nap, so I was not fully asleep. So I could sense what was happening. And then after a while, again, I woke up. And again, that awareness that was lost from my body, it again came to the body, and I could open my eyes and experience this waking reality. Now, this happens to each and every one of us. This tells us one significant thing. If we inquire on this and if we observe this phenomenon deeply, we will understand that we are not the body, because I could see and I could sense that as I went to sleep, the life force itself, the awareness itself, it sort of went from the body, and it got identified with the dream ego and began a different experience in a different simulation. So during that simulation, during my dream, that dream reality was real to me, not the person who was sleeping on the bed. Only when I woke up from the dream simulation, again this waking reality became real to me. So I cannot be the body, because I was not the body when I was in the dream. I was the awareness that was in the dream. And I am that same awareness even now once I woke up. So this was a small insight that I got, but it was very profound in explaining to me the nature of awareness. I understood that it is truly all the play of consciousness. We are consciousness, and we are in this body experiencing a temporary reality, a temporary simulation. And when we go to sleep and when we begin to dream, we again jump from this body and experience a different phenomenon, a different simulation as that same consciousness or awareness. And then we go to deep sleep, where there is total blankness, or there are no objects to consciousness, but yet the consciousness still is. And then we wake up, and again the consciousness gives life to this body, and we continue in this waking reality, in this waking simulation. So, this is what is happening. There is no world, there is no separation, there is no individuality, there is no suffering, there is no pain as per Vedanta. There is only Brahman, there is only consciousness, there is only this pure happiness. Everything else that we experience is made up. It appears to be, and we have identified with it. We have this feeling that we are the body. This kind of bodily identity comes from evolution, because only with a strong identification with the body can we survive as individuals or as species. So, this is the process of evolution, because of which we have identified with the body and we think we are the body. But if we inquire on this, we will soon find out that we are not the body. We are simply the awareness that jumps from one simulation to another simulation, but it is still unaffected by these simulations, and it transcends these simulations, but yet it is everything. It is hard to describe this, but this is the nature of reality. There is one consciousness, there is one infinite awareness, and that is us. This is what even the Chandogya Upanishad says, Tattvamasi, you are it, you are the ultimate reality. But we have assumed to be this body and this ego, and so we are experiencing how it will be like if we are the body and the ego. And we have assumed that there is the external world which is absolute and real. So we are experiencing this external world as though it is real and absolute. If we simply break these assumptions and recognize our true nature and recognize the true nature of reality, we will come to an understanding that there is nothing apart from one. This is the essence of Advaita. This is non-duality, one without the other. So, existence exists. And by definition, non-existence doesn't exist. All there is this one existence, one consciousness. And its nature is bliss, it is ananda, it is joy, it is consciousness. But we need to awaken to it. We need to awaken to this infinite potential. This is the purpose for us as individuals, because this is the ultimate thing that we can experience. Vedanta says the goal of life is Atyantika Dukkha Nivritti and Paramananda Prapti, which is freedom from all suffering and attainment of absolute bliss. So, this is what all of us seek. We need to transcend suffering and we need to attain absolute permanent happiness and bliss. And we can attain that once we transcend our individual identification and recognize our true nature. So it is not even becoming enlightened or being one with God or the infinite. Vedanta says that there is no becoming, because there is only one reality. There is only that infinite consciousness, and we are that. Everything is that. It is only about recognizing this truth. It is about realization, not about transformation. So, this is the purpose of life, because it is the absolute ultimate purpose, which gives us absolute ultimate permanent happiness. I don't know if it made a lot of sense. This was not scripted. I just wanted to talk about some of the insights that I got when I was contemplating on this. So I hope this was useful. And if you are a professional, entrepreneur, or a seeker who wishes to create your ideal life through the principles of Vedanta, then you must master conscious creation. So if you are interested to know more about conscious creation, the 4 pillars of conscious creation, and about Advaita conscious society to make this a part of your life, then check out the link in the description for more information on this. And next, you can check out this important video that we had made on the game of life, where I explained the simulation and the nature of reality through the metaphor of the game of life, which can be really interesting for you. Thank you, and I will see you in the next one. Subscribe to Advaita to wake up. Shivoham.